Just getting some last minute advice. Hearing it in stereo here from my pals. Wow, today's episode is going to be pretty intense. Wow. Maybe you can hear something? You hear anything? Well, I can certainly hear something, so. Happy Earth Spin once again. Say hello to your crystal. Good morning, crystal. Or good evening, really. Who knows what time it is for you when you're watching it, wherever you may be. Greetings on your path. Hello, world. Day 17. New wave spell today. Red Magnetic Skywalker. I unify in order to explore. Attracting wakefulness. I seal the output of space with a magnetic tone of purpose. I'm guided by my own power doubled. Excellent! Reestablish fields. And so it is. Day 17 then, day 17. Day 17 is the star. That's what it is in here anyway. In the Galactic Tower it's the cosmic rays. Cosmic rays, yep. So cosmic rays. Here's a couple books, get you going. Paul LaViolette, Earth and the Fire, Genesis of the Cosmos. He's got other books too. These are like massive. Loads and loads of knowledge in here. And he's definitely got the ancient vibes too. So he's definitely an alchemist. So, Paul LaViolette. I'll be referencing him in relation to some parts of this. And then also there's the Svensmark, father and son, talking about the cloud mystery. That's also part of today. So there's actually two Sir Paul and the Svensmarks, sirs. So day 17. Cosmic rays. Cosmic rays. Yeah. Probably raise. I've got my tea here. I've got chai. Back in a sec. Feel free to pause the camera stuff. I'll just wipe the board. Right. Better zoom in first. Always remember to zoom in first. So there we go. Zoomed in. Got my red pen. Don't have red on today, we've got orange. It's one of my own t-shirts here. Diamond Matrix. Diamond Matrix is in episode 11. This is episode 17. So there's an inverse relation in today's episode, so I'm going to do this. So the sorts of things we've got in this episode is obviously cosmic rays, and then we've got supernova, pulsar. So hopefully you can read this. I've just put initials there to simplify things, but these are all various sources of cosmic rays, or basically, you know, extraterrestrial energy, really. It connects in with episode 11, and that's because that's to do with the sunspots. But today we're not just talking about sunspots, we're also talking about solar radiation, and we're not talking about just the sun's heat. Electromagnetic fields, all of these things come in cycles, and there's a direct relation now being shown with this evidence. If you watch The Cloud Mystery or various documentaries you can find online, they've only been around for about maybe the last 10 years. Svensmark, that's one of them. You should definitely check out that one. I'll show you some images on the projector obviously in a bit. So what's it talking about basically? Well, Well, it's a direct inverse relationship. So when the sun is quieter, cooler, more cosmic rays. When the sun is hotter and more active, less cosmic rays, because the sun essentially activates the Earth's fields. So the Earth has something to push back against when the sun's more active. But when the sun is having a more of a chilled one, then more cosmic rays get in. And this is what their work is about, the Svensmark. Particularly, I think they focus on low-lying clouds. And then that gets us into the topic of discussion of today, which is CO2 driving the climate? I'm not sure if that's true, actually, if you look at the science. You know, a greenhouse is a closed system. Earth's not a closed system. Comparing the two is maybe not a good idea. This research to do with cosmic rays, though, very thorough, and they've done experiments at the CERN laboratories. I don't know, maybe people should be a bit more concerned maybe now, because this evidence is all out there, but yet again it's lacks funding and generally is prone to be ridiculed as usual. You know, it's a funny reoccurrence that happens quite a lot, and there's an obvious reason for that, and that's because the CO2 brigade are generally in charge of everything. So this is comes a direct contradiction of that science. So it's about aerosols. So basically dirt has more of an effect because it's a particle, and once it's up in the atmosphere, it's a place for clouds to form. Because for that process to take place, you do actually need to have some sort of particles or aerosols. And the cosmic rays come about because they also triggered this occurrence. So if you have all of these things in the same place, you're going to get more clouds. And now it kind of gets a bit interesting, because maybe you've seen all the stuff about geoengineering. So if you've watched the other episodes, you know, we're probably heading to a cooling time. So we don't want to be seeding more clouds, thinking that it's going to be warmer. It's definitely been on a cooling trend if you look at the actual graphs that haven't been fudged and take into consideration a bigger period of time than last maybe a few hundred years. If you go back a few thousand and then 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, etc., look at the variations of CO2 and all the rest of it, back millions of years, I think you'll find that the cloud mystery has a bit more weight to it, actually. So there we go. It's not a CO2, is it? No, it's not the CO2. Where's the evidence? You know, apart from Al Gore, where's the evidence? Okay, so I need to stop it there with the geoengineering. Yeah. That's laughable. Okay, inverse relations, Svensmark, aerosols. Yeah. So the star is actually, what's the stars today? Day 17, but it's cosmic rays really, because, you know, stars and the cosmos, this galaxy we live in, they all produce cosmic rays. You know, there's all kinds of different rays, gamma rays, this stands for Galactic Core Explosion. This is Galactic Superwave. These two over here at the bottom. And, you know, check out Paul LaViolette if you want to understand, you know, best science on that at the moment. To do with cosmic rays and clouds. And let's see if we spell it. hopefully you can read those. Svensmark and Paul LaViolette. Check them all out. I'm here compiling it all together into Galactic Tarot System so we can look at it from all different angles. This is kind of an important one though, because this literally breaks through the, what did I call it the other day? The holy consensus. Breaking through the holy consensus. Yeah, sounds like breaking through the Holy Empire, maybe the Holy Roman Empire, maybe the whole Gregorian calendar nonsense as well. Seems to be all connected and going back to the same sources, so something to think about. Why are they so obsessed with being in power over other people? Right. So yeah, so this also brings into the question to do with the sun. People think it's just some sort of explosion. Has a bit more coherence to it than that though. It's kind of like thinking about human beings. You know, we've got blood, but if you actually investigate our blood, you'll find out that it's predominantly more plasma than blood. Yeah? So we're actually plasma beings. In the same way, the sun is actually a plasma being. It's a different kind of plasma, obviously, but plasma nonetheless. So that's what research is looking into. I think I would suggest also looking into electric universe. That's another one I'll put in the links and stuff if you haven't checked out that already. Yeah, let me think. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, projector time. Right, back again, and here's your magic symbol. So, what was I talking about? I was just talking about cosmic rays. So here's one graphic you can find through watching those documentaries to cosmic rays and the sun. Inverse relation. When the sun's more active, less cosmic rays. When the sun is less active, more cosmic rays. That's what their research shows. And yeah, if you want to know more about it, you know, research their evidence they've compiled and experimental evidence which they've created through doing the actual experiment. So, yes, there was that image today as well. So this one's talking about cosmic rays, carbon-14, and Dead Sea Stones. Maybe you've heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Maybe you haven't heard of the Dead Sea Stones. So they act in the same way as tree rings. And when it's winter, it's darker. In the summer, it's lighter. So again, it's a way that you can determine cycles through nature, showing us the signs. That's what they were talking about today on one of the documentaries I was watching, so there we go. The Dead Sea Stones is what I call it. Everybody's probably heard of Dead Sea Scrolls. But have you heard of Dead Sea Stones? It's the Dead Sea Stones. This information's so exciting I'm almost tripping over my words. Yeah, it's quite interesting, it's quite exciting really, yeah, but it's also, you know, quite sobering as well, maybe, you know? Maybe a bit sobering. Probably be good, you know? All my philosophies have kept me through my life of turbulence has been infinite care and balance, keeping balance. It's sometimes quite challenging for yourself if you're surrounded by people who are kind of a bit out of balance or these sorts of things. It's a bit challenging. That's my perspective. Right. So it's not the CO2s, therefore they've been lying on both sides, eh? Yeah. So it's not the CO2, and industrialists just keep on polluting, using it not being the CO2 as an excuse to set up more industry. You know? I'm a cyclist, yeah? So environmentalists are actually at the centre. That's what really is at the centre. You know? I mean, we need cleaner technologies, you know? But this whole CO2 nonsense, it's really confusing because it's not a pollutant. Yeah? It's not filth, it's not dirt. It's part of nature. Knowing the difference is very important. It's all very well meaning well, you know? Road to hell's paved with good intentions though, isn't it? So, having good intentions without robust science, oh dear, that's just too much. I mean, honestly, it's like another one of these psyops where they just totally like mess with people's heads and then everybody's already invested in it being a particular way. All the books have been writing about it. Oh my god. Well, you know, honestly, if you're just referencing people and you're actually doing the field research, what do you expect? Sounds like another form of the Bible, really. Yeah? Did, you know, science really, you know, help us to, you know, free ourselves from superstitious nonsense? You know? At the same time as, like, destroying natural spiritualities. Wow. That's not superstitious nonsense. You know? Most of the superstitious nonsense comes from people who pretend to be spiritual and even pretend to be religious. Yeah, but they've got far, far more, you know, horrendous actual intentions. You know? Yeah. Dear, oh dear. Let's just have a look at that one about the aerosols. It's kind of important, really. Yeah, you notice the rhetoric they always use is emissions. That way, you know, CO2 can be included in the bracket. Let's get the wording right, shall we? You know, English isn't even my speciality, but I can see when something hasn't been worded properly. Get it right. Pollutants. Yeah. Filth. Dirt. Yeah, in the air. Yeah. Makes the space dirtier. Whoa, really? Dirt makes it dirtier. Wow. And not the CO2. Really? Wow. Amazing how many people believe that. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to make up your own mind because I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just presenting information. In my view, you know, cutting edge information as usual without the funding. Hilarious, really, as a species. Definitely think the species has definitely not got over its egotistical nonsense. You know, science is about progress. It's actually about evolution. It's about cleaner technologies. It's about more holistic understanding. It's about realizing truths, what's actually going on at the moment. Really. Okay? That's actually what science is about. Making our lives cleaner, healthier. You know? I mean, honestly. I'm getting out the planned obsolescence graphic. Can you see the planned obsolescence? No, you can't really see it. Oh dear. Well, it's basically the Gregorian calendar. That's what it is. Yeah, I recycled this pizza box and you know, tried to measure out the Gregorian calendar on it. Unfortunately, it was a really just like a buckled wheel, basically. That's one way of describing it, because it's not equal like a bicycle wheel. It's not true. It hasn't been trued. You know? I mean, I'm starting to think Gregorian calendar is basically like this piece of furniture. It's like an heirloom. And you've been forced to basically hold on to it because that's what your parents said you had to do. And because of that, you have to hold on to it. And you have to pass it down to the next generation. You have to hold on to it. And you're just going to keep on holding on to it, because that's what the previous generation did. Where's the science in that? Sorry, where's the science? You know, it may be more the consensus that believes that. That's all very well, but if the consensus isn't actually scientific, and this controversy with the CO2 matches up with the controversy with the Gregorian calendar, which matches up with the controversy of the climate. Ooh, dear. Really? Oh no. That's just too much. So what should I do with this? I think I'll just chuck it away, eh? Because, you know, we really don't need it anymore. That's the truth. Like, you know, evolution, yeah, natural wisdom, life isn't just about division, yeah, divisibility, 12, 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, divisibility, yeah, that's a dimension of life, yeah, it's not the only one though, nope, not the only one. Aerosols create clouds, dirt creates clouds, especially with more cosmic rays. Yeah. So it's not just this closed system, yeah? We don't live in a greenhouse. We live on a planet in a galaxy. Yeah? Honestly. Right. Oh. See anything more interesting? Yeah, of course. Cause the government never lies. Yeah? Cause the government never lies. Right? Cause nature is always calm and stable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've reached this plateau. You know, humanity's created everything. Yeah, the whole thing. We've done all that. That's us. Yeah. We're in charge of everything. Nature, the cosmos, the sun, all the planets, moon, everything. Yeah, we're in charge of everything. And the government never lies. And nature's always just going to be a plateau because that's what we create. Or we can, you know, change it by geoengineering. Really? Okay. That's just crazy, yeah. Nature isn't always calm and stable. Nature fluctuates. That's what the cycles of time have shown for thousands of years. What our ancestors were aware about thousands of years ago. Even though we burnt their books, went around chopping their heads off and all the rest of it. You know, there's always a price. You know, I think actually our modern culture's probably going to pay a price finally for all the death and destructions it's like visited on like most of the world. And it does kind of center back to Europe actually, because there were European world wars. They both started in Europe, so calling them world wars, no, they're European wars, and there've been many in Europe before that too, which is the center of the whole Gregorian calendar nonsense with the CO2 nonsense climate council. So, dear, oh dear, that's just terrible. Luckily though, just like America though as well, not everybody there is, I don't know what the term is. Anyway, I'm dedicated to my own research, and I definitely am enjoying it now that my own research is matching up with lots of other experts in the world. Because I have been working on this for 20 years, and my maths do actually add up. And until someone refutes that, I'm going to keep working on my maths, which have been adding up for 20 years, and only when I add it up correctly do I get the best answers, which are the correct answers. So, you know, if anybody would like to help, please get involved. If you want to refute anything I'm saying, please do some research, that would be great. I would suggest becoming a cyclist and not polluting. You know, what else? Oh yeah, you know, if you eat too much meat, just stop it, yeah? You don't need it. You know, honestly, why do you think you need it? Ridiculous. Ah, dear, dear. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much about it for today. Yeah, so they lied on both sides then. So the CO2 nonsense and the industrialists who just pollute too much. So the, what are they termed? Yeah, eco-fascists versus the industrial fascists, basically. So basically, you could almost say extreme left and right, really, if you want to get into the politics of it all. But you know, why vote for them? It just encourages them, eh? So from the center, which is everywhere at once, that means everyone at the center. Everyone. It includes everyone, yeah. Yeah, the whole hierarchy nonsense. Over. Yeah. Yeah. Centers everywhere. Always has been. Yeah. Holographic universe. Centers everywhere. Look. This is a nice one. If you visited any of my sites and you found your way to the Oracle cards, this one is the Holographic Universe card. So that's all the geometries fit together there. Yeah, Holographic Universe. Okay. So there's all the geometries. I've got all the calculations for that on my website. Fits together with the time cycles and the space cycles. Fits together with all the other episodes that I've been presenting already. Fits together into the Galactic Tower and matches up with the climate cycles. It's pretty fascinating, really. You know, knowledge of our ancestors goes back thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years. So, holographic reality, that's one of the oracle cards of the Galactic Tarot. And these episodes are to do with the major arcana, and that's how it ties in with the climate, with the time cycles. And cutting edge, really. You know, I'm writing another book about it at the moment, presenting all this information to you so you can get ahead of the curve, really. I doubt if you're going to hear about it on a lamestream TV. That's the honest truth. And I'm glad I never went to university, actually, now. Very glad and thankful I chose a different path. and life. infinitycodes.net, cyrus.org. The truth will set us free. If it doesn't, it's not the truth. And may all the blessings come to us all, especially everyone who could do with more blessings. May they be the ones who receive it in peace and based off an actual multidimensional science of peace and light and love, creation, co-creation. Blessed be. And I forgot to say, nature rules.